to the Real Estate Scripts Podcast, the show that helps you know what to say when you're talking to buyers and sellers so that you can close more deals and earn more money. I'm Darren Tunstall, a real estate professional, coach, and #1 best-selling author. Let's get into this. All right, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Today, we are reviewing the script titled Educating the Buyer on the Purpose of a Home Inspection. As a reminder, the purpose of Scripts and Dialogues is to come, learn, practice, and be prepared to fail forward. This is where we make mistakes and help each other out, but we're mostly interested in seeing how we can get better. First, we read through the script word for word, and then we go back and put it into our own natural tone, style, and phrasing. You won't know what to say until you go through the script. So, with that said, many people will say, that's not how I sound, and I totally get it. That's not how you sound. But that is the reason why we practice every day, so that the script becomes you and in your own voice. So, read it word for word first, then go back and put it into your own natural tone, style, and phrasing, and I think it'll work out. All right, let's go over this script. So today we are going over educating the buyer on the purpose of a home inspection. And to set the stage, your buyer has found a home and has made an offer. They opened escrow with earnest money down. Now they need to schedule a home inspection. The only requirements you have to have are your client offered to purchase a home, you opened escrow, and need to schedule a home inspection. The intention is to educate the buyer about home inspections. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a one-pager, that's it. So it's fairly short. So we can go through this a couple of times. One, read through it. Second, go through our natural tone and style and phrasing. In other words, put it in our own words. Flip the script and go from there.
All right. Hi, Kevin. The house looks good and the condition, it looks like it's in good condition. However, let me remind you, you never know what you're going to find.
Okay.
As your licensed real estate professional, I can only do an agent visual inspection. This means that I can only look at things. I don't lift, crawl, climb, etc. I'm limited to my real estate license to only document what I can visually see. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So being that I'm not a professional in home inspections, you need to hire a home inspector in order to learn more about the home. The inspector reports the condition of the structure, the roof, the foundation, the drainage, plumbing, heating system, central air conditioning system, walls, windows, doors, and more. Within normal means, they can access more areas of the home and will provide that in a detailed report. So this allows you to really know the condition of the home, including potential problems such as something simple like a loose handrail or more complicated and expensive issues such as a crack in the foundation. That can be expensive. We can use this information to your advantage when negotiating the contract for those items to be fixed, or they can credit the price of the home. It's my job to help you negotiate those problems before you close escrow and get the keys. Okay, so it's much easier to deal with these complications up front versus after closing. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of home inspection guys that I work with all the time. Reach out to them and see which one you can get scheduled, that's convenient for you. I can meet them at the home and let them in. He'll do a report and he'll send it to me, and I'll share that with you, or I can have him, you can give him your information. He'll just email that right out to you. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the numbers. Give them a call, see which one can meet you at the home. The sooner we get this done, the better. And then we'll kind of go over it together and see how we can negotiate the price of the home. If there's any issues that might be costly that'll affect, your comfort of living in the home, we want to get those fixed, right? Or any imminent things that could be dangerous, something hazardous like electrical or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. So let me know when you get that scheduled. If you need any help with that, of course, call me, and I'll call you tomorrow and see where you're at. Okay.
All right. Will do.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Emily.
Okay, so at this point of the script, there was a quick question about how the inspection company got paid and whether that could be through escrow or not. And so I have a response for that, and that's what's going to come up in this particular section. So we'll continue on with that. All right, so one quick thing in here about the payment. So, excuse me. So Kevin, you're buying the house, right? Regarding the payment, typically, as the buyer, you're going to be paying for that out of your pocket because you might get into this inspection report and find something that you don't like. That means that that inspection company will never get paid in that situation. So in that case, typically the buyer is going to pay for that in advance and go through there. The only other thing that I can think of is maybe if the seller has done a pre-inspection and you can agree as the buyer to use that as your inspection. Of course, they would have to sign off on that as well. So in that case, the seller has already paid for it and the buyer won't have to come out of pocket, but that has to be an agreement between the two. That's the only thing about that particular one. I'd like to hear it again, but in your own words.
Okay. Hey, Kevin, I love this house. I think you're going to love living here. But before you make a commitment, let's get a home inspection done to make sure there's no problems with it. If there are minor ones, we can ask the seller to give you a credit on the price and negotiate down a little bit. Being an agent, I can only do a visual inspection. I just look around and see if I can see any issues visually. I can't open stuff up and crawl in spaces I don't do plumbing inspections or electrical inspections. I just look and see if there's any issues that are obvious to the eye. So I have a couple home inspectors here who you can reach out to and schedule. This guy's really good. If he's too busy, there's another guy that I use, and here's his information. They'll go around and they'll do a little more detailed report. They'll, check the structure, the roof, the walls, the plumbing to a certain degree, the HVAC to a certain degree, windows, the glass in the windows. So within normal means, they can access more areas than I can and provide a more detailed report. And this allows you to really get to know the condition of the home, including any, like I said, potential problems. Something simple, like a loose handrail, or it could be something a little more complicated, like an electrical panel that has too many, things double tapped on the circuit board. So things like that we need to get addressed because they could be safety issues, right? So we use this information to your advantage to kind of negotiate the contract for those items to get fixed, or like I said, credited. And I personally think credited is better because you can get whoever you want to come in and fix it rather than relying on whoever the seller uses. And it's my job to help you negotiate those problems before you close escrow and get the keys, so you know what you're getting into. It's much easier to deal with these complications up front versus after closing. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. Awesome. So let me know when you schedule something, and I can be here to meet them. If you want to be here too, that's fine, and let them in. It takes like a couple hours. So it's up to you. If you, like I said, I can meet them there and you can come too, or I can just meet them there.
I'll meet you guys there. I definitely want to come in and kind of see what he does and stuff. But yeah, okay. You said it only lasts for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the home, but the size of the home you're looking at, it's only 1,500 square feet. It should only take like maybe 2 or 3 hours. All right, so schedule that and then let me know when it is, and I'll meet you at the home. Okay.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Emily.
Awesome. Let's flip the script. Let's have Kevin be the agent. Emily is the buyer. And so, Kevin, you're going to do it twice. Once, sort of read through it like Emily did. And then the second time we'll go through, you can put it in your own natural tone, style, and phrasing. One thing to note here is, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, for example, when it goes on and on and on, the inspector reports, the condition of the structure, roof, foundation, drainage, plumbing, heating system, such air. I'm doing that because that's kind of what's in the purchase agreement too, and it covers everything that's in there. So it's up to you if you want to memorize all that and put it in there. But otherwise, for reading it through the first time, it's just for your knowledge what is being inspected. But then you can kind of blanket cover it later on in your own words. All right. Whenever you're ready, Kevin. Emily's your buyer.
Hi, Emily. How you
Hi,
doing?
I'm good.
The house looks like it's in good condition.
I know. I'm excited. I think I'm getting a good deal.
Indeed. However, you never know what you're going to find. As your licensed real estate professional, I can only do an agent visual inspection. And this means that I can only look at things. I don't lift, I don't crawl, I don't climb, etc. And I am limited by my real estate license to only document what I can visually see. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
All right. So you need to hire a home inspector in order to learn more about the home.
I think
Then,
the house is fine the way it is.
then again, you never know what could come up. It could be an electrical issue. There could be foundation issues, and we'll have more confidence in our offer.
Okay.
So you need to hire a home inspector in order to learn more about the home. The inspector reports the condition of the structure, roof, foundation, the drainage, the plumbing, heat system, central air conditioning system, walls, windows, doors, and more. Within normal means, they can access more areas in the home and will provide that in a detailed report. This allows you to really know the condition of the home, including potential problems such as something simple like a loose handrail, or more complicated and expensive issues such as a crack in the foundation. We can use this information to your advantage when negotiating the contract for those items to be fixed or credited. And it's my job to help you negotiate those problems before you close escrow and get the keys. It's much easier to deal with these complications up front versus after closing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Do you think there's something wrong though?
Well, I'm not really sure. Stuff
Will the
like that.
home inspector check the fireplace?
Yes, he will.
Oh, okay. Cool. Good. Yeah, because I don't know anything about fireplace. I never had one before, so no idea. So that's probably a good idea.
Alrighty. I'm gonna give you a couple of home inspectors' numbers. All you gotta do is just give them a call, let them know what's going on, and schedule a date. And if you want, I can go there for you and meet him, or you can come along with me. And,
Okay. Well, can I just meet you there?
yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. Does 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock sound good?
Let's do 2 o'clock. How long does it take?
It usually takes about 2 to 3 hours. All right. Well, yeah, just give him a call. Let me know what he says, and I can reach out to him if you want, and we'll take it on from there.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So one thing that I want to mention, and I think we have a script on this, which is the agent visual inspection disclosure. I think we have a script somewhere that I'll have to look it up. But I just want to make a point about the agent visual inspection. We do an AVID. And it's exactly what it says. We go through there, but I think it's important to note that you're not just looking for everything that's wrong with the house. Really what you're doing is you're documenting that you went into every room. You went into a room, you saw some cool things, nice ceiling fans, crown molding, everything looks good. You're writing comments down as you go. You might walk out of that dining room or bedroom or whatever it might be, and there's a squeak on the floor. Oh, as I'm walking out of the room, there's a squeak on the floor, right? So, and then you just go on, but you're really documenting along the way that you did go through every room inside of the house. And so that's important. I just want to make sure that it's not just about documenting everything bad. You're really proving that you went into every room, every area, you looked at everything and you documented it, because that stuff is all going to get filed away and reported. And if anything ever happens and it ever comes back to you, you're gonna be like, nah, I went through it and this is what I found, right? As an agent. But it's always, important to hire that inspector. Any questions about that?
Well, just to add on to that, the seller agent does an avid too. And after I did the avid on this place, there's like cracks in the ceiling, and which are, it's an older place. The home inspector said it was just like settlement cracks. But the seller's agent, nothing wrong with any of the rooms.
Wow.
So just, it can be a very opinionated thing. So as a buyer's agent, you really have to pay attention to little things, I think.
Yeah, and that's like when Emily said in the very beginning, hey, the home looks great, I don't think we really need one, do we?
Yeah.
Well, that's not your call. That's really their call, but you highly recommend as their agent, as their fiduciary to help protect them, you highly recommend that they hire an inspector. But that's a good point, Emily. Kevin, let's do it again. So take what put it in your own words. And this is a really quick conversation, by the way. There's a lot of words on this page, but it's a pretty simple conversation, right? We're not dragging it out. It doesn't have to be a long thing. It just, we need to hire an inspector. I'm going to do my AVID. You're going to hire an inspection company. We're going to make sure everything is taken care of. They're going to go through and do a deeper dive than I'm going to do. And we're going to use that to your advantage and see if we can get some things fixed or credited and kind of go from there. So it's a pretty quick conversation. And both of you did something that's not on the script, and I'm going to add it, which is, look, I have a couple of phone numbers to some people. This is like the lender. I have a couple of phone numbers to some people that you can call for an inspection company. Of course, you're more than willing, able to use whoever you want. So, anyways, so that was good. So I have to add that to it. So anyways, try it again, put it in your own tone, sound, and phrasing, make it a fairly quick conversation, and then we're done.
All right. Hi, Emily. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited.
That's awesome. The house looks really good. It looks like it's in good condition. I think we need to get an inspector.
Okay. For what's the inspector do?
He's going to do like a whole inspection. He's going to check the plumbing, the heating system, foundation, drainage, air conditioning, walls, windows, doors, and roof, foundation, all of that stuff.
Okay.
And this way, you'll really know the actual condition of the home. So when we do put in a good offer, we can use that to our advantage. So if there's a crack in the foundation, we'll be like, hey, you want this much for the house, but there's a crack in the foundation. We need you to pull it down just a little bit, and we got leverage.
That's a lot, isn't it? Wouldn't that be
yeah.
Yeah, that's expensive, isn't it? If there's a crack.
Yeah. If it's like a crack in the foundation, we could have them pull the price down probably 50, 60, 70 grand. Or we could have
maybe I don't want it if it's got a cracked foundation. I don't know if I want to deal with that.
Right. But it's likely not. That's not likely to happen. That's just an example.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're scaring me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But other than that, that's we're gonna use that to help you negotiate the problems before you close the escrow, and get the keys.
Okay. So if I find something in the inspection, I don't have to buy the house if it's something that's too expensive to fix?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, good. Whew. Yeah, I don't want to spend more money after I spend all the money on the house.
Right. Yeah, that's too much. So I'll go ahead and give the inspector a call, and I'm going to try to get it scheduled for Tuesday of next week. Would that be an okay time? Would you like to come to the inspection as well?
Well, my brother-in-law does home inspections. Can I use him? Or is that like a conflict of interest?
No, no,
No?
it's not.
Okay. So I'm going to have my brother-in-law do it
Okay.
because
Do
he
you
said
want
he can go out this weekend. Or can you come out in the weekend?
what day? Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, I think he said Saturday he can come in the afternoon, like around 3. But you have to let us in because I don't have the keys. So
Alrighty.
is that okay? Are you available?
Yeah, I'm available. Yeah, yeah. I can come in. You said at 3, right?
Yeah, on Saturday.
All right, cool.
All right, so couple things in there. That was pretty good, Kevin. Just a couple of comments. One, this is a conversation really to put someone's mind at peace, giving them ease of mind, peace of mind.
Yeah.
And so
Scared
we
me.
want we want her to feel comfortable, right? So we just mentioned things. So in general, like for example, a cracked foundation, that could, and the other thing that you don't want to do, bless you,
Thank you. Sorry.
no worries. The other thing that we don't want to do is say, that we can most likely knock off 60, 70, $80,000 off the price. Truth is, you don't know that. You have no idea what they find or how much it's going to cost. And if it is something like a cracked foundation, and if Emily is still interested in doing something to moving forward on a home, then she may have to hire like a structural engineer that can come out and take a look at the property to see what it will take to get something like that fixed. The only thing is you can do is put them in touch with someone to do further investigation. But I would not name prices. I would not name, anything. Just keep your mind at peace. Like, look, and it was a good point. Like, this is the purpose of the inspection. In fact, I wanted to point out that this is part of the home buying process and the home selling process because when you look at the steps of what it takes to buy a home, part of it is the inspection. And if the buyer is not comfortable with what they see in the inspection process, they have that right to withdraw. And this kind of goes to the conversation about contingencies that we had yesterday or a couple of days ago, whenever it was. If you waive a contingency, if you waive the inspection contingency and they go off and do the inspection, they find a cracked slab foundation, right? And then they bring in an structural engineer and now they find out that it's going to cost $80,000. Whoa, that's a lot of money, and they waived the inspection. They have to still keep on moving forward. So
Yeah.
you don't want that to happen. So we're always working in their best interest. I don't advise you to name prices and things like that because they can come back to you and say, you only told me it's going to cost $60,000, $70,000. This guy's telling me it costs $150,000. And now I'm locked into this thing because I waived the inspection contingency. So be very careful and very aware of what you're saying. Anything to add to that?
No.
Cool.
But let me tell you this. I just got an email from my adjuster for my claim for my plumbing. She's asking for my home inspection. It's always good to get that because Kevin, I just bought a place and I had a plumbing issue that wasn't caught on the home inspection. Well, I mean, it was fine when he did the inspection, but something happened in the month after I bought it and it flooded my daughter's ceiling, the hot water. And so I'm making an insurance claim to cover it. And now the person at the insurance company is asking for my home inspection report from when I bought the condo. Because I told him, I said, I've only been here a month.
Well, so that's a good point though, Emily, is that this is where it comes in useful. And did the seller ever mention anything about plumbing?
No, the only thing they mentioned is that the oven didn't work.
Look for repair stickers or anything like that too. You know, anything that looks
Well, like
fairly
the hot
new.
water heaters from 2011, which the home inspector caught. He's like, but it looks in good shape, but you might need to purchase a new one pretty soon. And then when my plumber came to fix like the shower, because the home inspector caught the shower arm leaking into the wall, he caught that. So I got that fixed right away. And then he kind of looked around at other stuff and he's like, whoa, you need to get a new water heater. And I'm like, yeah, it's an old house.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I'm aware.
But
But
see,
I didn't
that's
know.
why you do. But that's why you do in a home inspection. So she was aware of what she was buying. She knew from the home inspection that what she was getting. And if she didn't like any of that, what she saw, then she could have just said, you know what, I don't think so.
And I asked for a credit and they said no, because they were already giving me a credit towards the loan, the buy down on the loan. I'm like, so
yeah. And in that case, if she decided to walk Kevin, the most that she's going to be out is the cost of the inspection. At least she didn't spend whatever, you know, several $100,000, whatever it cost her to, you know, because if that were to happen, well, in this case she did, because she felt comfortable moving forward. So, but the point is, the home inspection, now it's coming back, and this is how it's used. All right, but we do have to end this, so I appreciate both of you. I'm going to stop recording. All right, so that's the script. I hope that you found it very useful. To download the script, just go ahead and head over to realestatescriptspodcast.com. There'll be a link there for you to download the script. This podcast is for the purpose of education only, and it does not make any guarantees. We suggest you seek out the help of your broker, coach, or mentor for specific situations. Brought to you by Darren Tunstall at Repros, California DRE number 018534445.